Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss our new topic from half yearly course, that is fraction. Students, first of all we will discuss what is the fraction and how to write a number in fraction. So first, the fraction means it indicates the number divided in total equal parts. How? For example, we have a rectangle. And this rectangle divide in 8 equal part. That means this whole part divide in 8 equal part. And if I shaded this 2 part, and we have to write the fraction of shaded parts. So first of all students, out of total how many parts we have shaded? 2. So that's mean we write 2 above the line, and then after count the total number of parts that a whole part divided. So we divide this whole part in 8 equal parts. So the below the line we write the number 8. Okay students, now we have written this portion as a fraction, and we have written the fraction of shaded portion. Now what we call above the line number and what we call below the line number. Above the line number is said to be the numerator, and below the line we call that number is denominator. And how to read a fraction? We read a fraction in two ways. First, simple. This fraction shows 2 divided by 8. So we skip the number divide. Simply we read 2 by 8. So how to read the fraction? 2 by 8. This is the first method. And second method, to read the fraction, we read 2 eighths. After the eighths, we write THS. How? 2. To write this one, TWO, 2. And to show the denominator, we write this one THS. We write S. That indicate the denominator number. Okay students, if I shaded 4 parts, and 4 parts means this is the half of the fractions. And how we read this one? This we write 1 by 2. How we get the 1 by 2? Okay, the total fractions that we have shaded are 4, and the total number of this whole number is 8. And when we solve this one, 4 1 is 4 and 4 2 is 8, we get half. So what we call this one? Half. If 3 parts, 1/3, if we are writing 1/3, so it shows that the whole part divide in 3 equal parts. If we are writing 1/2, that's mean the whole part divide in 2 equal parts. That's mean half parts here is shaded and half part are unshaded. So this we have discussed about the fraction strings. Okay, now after we will discuss what are the type of the fractions, and in the type of the fractions, first we start with the like fractions. Student, this one is the basic of the fractions that we have already discussed in our earlier classes. So this is only the small recall that after we will start the total concept of the fractions. So first we discuss the type of the fractions. The first fraction is like fraction. Now, students, I am going to write the 2, 3 number of the fractions. For example, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, 5 by 4. Student, what do you observe in these fractions? What I have written over the board? We observe in all these fractions denominator is same. So whenever the denominator is same, that fraction said to be like fractions. The another part, the second part, that is unlike fraction. Unlike fractions means denominator is different. So if the denominator is different, we call that fractions are unlike fractions. So like this one, 3 by 4, 6 by 7, 8 by 9. We observe in these three fractions that all the denominators are different. So these fractions called unlike fractions. Then after we will discuss about proper fraction. Proper fractions means numerator is smaller than denominator. So this fraction is said to be proper fraction because this numerator 3 is smaller than denominator. Let's take one more example. 1 by 2. This one also is a proper fraction. So proper fractions means numerator is smaller than denominator. Then another one is improper. Improper fractions means numerator is greater than denominator. How? If we write 7 by 6. 7 is a numerator and 6 is a denominator, and 7 is bigger than denominator. So this fraction is said to be, what we call this fraction? Improper fractions. Okay, student? Right, 9 by 8. This one also another example of improper fractions. Then after, mixed fraction. Student, mixed fraction is the combination. Okay, student? Mixed fraction is the combination of whole number and proper fraction. How? For example, we write 4 1 by 6. Observe this number. This 4 is a whole number and 1 by 6 is a proper fractions. So when we observe this one, this 4 is a whole number and this is a proper fraction. So students, we can say that the mixed fraction means the combination of whole number and proper fractions. So what we call this one? Mixed fraction. Then after, the another one is equivalent. Equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions means when we reduce the fraction, then the basic term, basic fraction is equal to the another one. How? If I have written 1 by 2, okay, then 2 by 4, and after this one 6 by 12. These three fractions are equivalent fraction. How? Let's see. 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is our basic fraction. Then after, 2 by 4. When we reduce this fraction 2 by 4 in simplest form. Simplest form means numerator and denominator divide by a single number, and then after we get the answer. So here the both are multiple of 2. If we divide this fraction by 2, then we get the answer 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is equal to a basic one. 1 by 2 equals to 1 by 2. So here we can say, students, 1 by 2 and 2 by 4 are equivalent fractions. Now in today's topic, students, we have discussed about fraction. Fraction means that out of total parts. Then after, we have discussed type of fractions. First, like fractions. Like fractions means denominator are same. Then after, we have discussed unlike fractions. Unlike fractions means denominator are different. Then after, proper fraction. Proper fractions means numerator is smaller than denominator. Then after, we have discussed improper fraction. Improper fractions means numerator is greater than denominator. Okay, and then after, we have discussed mixed fraction. Mixed fraction is the combination of two terms. These two terms are, first is whole number and another one is proper fraction. If whole number and proper fraction combine together, it form a mixed fraction. Then after, we have discussed about the equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions means when we reduce the fractions in their basic terms, if the two fractions, their basic terms are equal, basic fractions are equal, that means that fractions are equivalent fractions. Okay students, thank you.